happy to share some of the important things that I learned out there, which I think will be interesting for our audience.
And did you saw the 800?
I met 100 plus people.
Wow.
That's how much networking you can do. But yeah, these people were from AR, VR, MR, XR, blockchain, graphic 3D, 4D, right? The entire spectrum of whatever comes under the Metaverse umbrella was, that talent was there.
Okay.
So some of the, things that stood out for me, if I may share.
Yes, please.
When we talk about Web3, right, the space that we are in currently, the most important thing in Web3 is the community. It's the people, you and me. And what defines Web3 compared to Web2, in my opinion, is that there is a big power shift happening from big brands to we the people. Which means Emmanuel and I will decide tomorrow what we wear. Like this jacket or this trouser, he can kind of create online. He can choose the color and then he can order. So that means we will not be limited to what these big designer brands are going to make for us. So Louis Vuitton will not decide what jacket you will wear. You will decide what jacket you want to wear. So this power shift is happening, and I think it's for the good because it brings, to Maria's point, sustainability to the forefront. Which means what? Tomorrow's world of experiential shopping will be avatar-based, where I as a client will go to a virtual store, create my avatar in less than 60 seconds. Technology exists. I will try 3D digital clothes. If I like them, I will buy them, and the brands will manufacture and ship. So this is a zero wastage, great sustainability model, and I think all brands, regardless of their size, will have to reinvent, rethink, re-engineer their thought process if they want to succeed in tomorrow's world.
Talking about that in the same thought, let's go deeper on this. Right now, the way that capitalism works is allowing humans to get as cheap as possible merchandise or clothes or apparel, whatever, right? So actually the companies are not looking into customization because volume means money, right?
Right.
So when you see a brand that is actually doing the opposite, doing disruption, what do you think of it?
Yeah, so I say this all the time, that if you want to succeed in Web3, you cannot continue with a Web2 mindset.
That's right.
Web3 is not about technology. Of course there is technology, but Web3 is a mindset. It's a mindset of collaboration, not competition. And to answer your question, I will give an example that will highlight the point. Adidas and Nike, whatever. They are competitors, right? They fight during the day. So I call it Web2 by day because they are competing for market share. But do you know, Emmanuel, what they do in the night? They are Web3. They share their daily statistics of sales. They are competitors, but they share the stats every day. Why? Because this is a good example of collaboration to grow the market. If you understand your customers' demographics, if you know what they are buying, you are basically making a bigger pie. You're going to have a larger piece of the cake. So coming back to my point, if you want to succeed in Web3, which is today and the future, start thinking collaboration. Stop thinking competition. And like I said earlier, the other important ingredient of Web3 is community. But not everybody sitting here has the luxury of building a big community. It's not easy, it's hard work. So let me give you another example. Tiffany, famous brand, right? Tiffany did not have a community in the Metaverse. And they thought it will take a long time, a lot of time and money to build one. So how can they succeed in the Metaverse? They tapped into another existing community of board apes. That's collaboration at its best.
And CryptoPunks.
And they made huge money. They made a killing, right? So you have to think out of the box. You have to collaborate. What you don't have, somebody else has, right? So you synergize. 2 and 2 is 22. Earlier in Web 2, it used to be 5. Synergy was 2 and 2 is 5, not anymore. Now it's 22. Did I make my point?
Yeah. It's amazing. And sticking with community.
Yes.
You have maybe one of the most wonderful communities in the world. Yeah,
Yes,
you have.
Yeah.
We have it, and I'm a proud member of that community. Yeah.
Right.
So you have something called Meta Shapers.
Yes, and I'm very proud of that, and I want to introduce our audience to Meta Shapers. Just go to meta-shapers.com. You will meet a lot of impact entrepreneurs, people who are going to change the world. So there's only one condition to join the community. You have to swear allegiance to the fact that you're going to change the world. And trust me, one person can change the world. And you are sitting in Dubai, right? I've been here 32 years. Sheikh Mohammed has made us live in the best city on the planet. One man. It was his dream, right? And we are all benefiting from it. So don't let anybody believe you into thinking that we can't make a difference. Each one of us together can make a huge difference. And now I just want to circle back very quickly to Emmanuel's point on how important the community is and why I invest so much of my time and energy in building one. In future, all brands will not be judged by their market cap, they will be judged by their community cap. Think about it. This means a lot. You cannot, just because you are Louis Vuitton, you cannot succeed in the Metaverse. You cannot. You can succeed if you have a community of people who trust you, who believe in your cause, and if you are building a community, start with a purpose. Define the purpose, have shared values, and then work very hard. You have to create content on an ongoing basis. You have to nurture and nourish, right? So Emmanuel knows that, and there are so many other successful communities. So I urge you to find something which is based on your purpose. It could be Maria's community, where she's talking about sustainability, circular fashion. I'm also hosting a lot of webinars. We have another community at onlywebinars.com. We've done 60 plus webinars in last 2 years. And our community is 16,000 plus globally. And last webinar which we did, not last but one of the last, transitioning from Web 2 to Web 3, we had 1,270 people from 62 countries attend. So clearly global audience, a lot of traction.
Okay, that's super impressive because you are talking about Web3 and Metaverse.
Yes.
We're not that many people. Like I can be in France and by somehow I'm going to connect with all the Metaverses there.
Yeah.
How did you make it? How can you make that community grow that fast and with that engagement and with that professionalism because you have premium profiles?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like Emmanuel said, there aren't too many people in the Web3 space because everything is so new, right? We just all got started last year. Good thing is there are no experts in the field. Face it, you are no expert, I am no expert. We are learning together, but we are leaders. We are leaders because we got into it last year, while some of you were still deliberating whether or not this is the future. But just follow technology. Don't even believe what you read, because there are people out there who have started writing obituaries of Metaverse, NFT, saying sales plummeting, crypto down, crypto winter, whatever. Just follow technology. It's not rocket science, okay? Internet came. I know people said, this is a passing fad, and today we are all addicted. If I stop your Wi-Fi for 5 minutes, you have withdrawal symptoms, right? So we are addicted to technology. So I urge everybody in this room and beyond the larger audience, get into this space now. The best time to get into Web3 was yesterday, and the next best time is today.
That's beautiful, Chara. Chara, there's something that we will like to share with us before we finish, or in the terms of we can make a change?
Yes, so
Because I'm a true believer that you are leading the next generation of people that are shaping the metaverse. I'm a believer of that.
yeah, so my advice is very simple. I believe our future is in good hands. You have to be a 20-something to know the space well. And this guy on my right is a 20-something, he knows it all. I have another friend, her name is Leila Hurstel, she's 21.
She was yesterday here.
Yeah, she knows everything about everything. Whenever I have to go to speak on any topic, I send her a message. Within 5 minutes, she sends me 5 talking points, okay? So that's the power of Gen Z. I believe in them. And I believe in them because they think out of the box. They think big, and Emmanuel is a good example of how, I don't know if you already know his story, but he shared that with me, and I'm like his ambassador of sorts.
You're my mentor.
Yeah,
You're my mentor.
so basically, you know, Emmanuel was addicted to social media to the extent that he went to the other side, and then he had a wake-up call one day where his doctor told him, look, if you stay with what you're doing, it's game over for you, or you decide to change the world. So our man here decided to change the world. Round of applause for him. He runs a very successful Metaverse platform called Utopia. If you haven't checked it out, please do, u-topia.io.
Thanks a lot.
He's doing an amazing job. He's, by the way, on my slides, which I didn't roll today, but every time I speak internationally, I do share his story. He probably doesn't know that, but I do. Another very important thing that we are working on, I'll share with you in a minute. There is a concept called transhumanism. Transhumanism is a belief that technology can solve any problem on the planet. Very powerful, transhumanism. So I'm working with a bunch of data scientists in Spain who are developing a metaverse where you and I will be able to log into the metaverse with our brain waves. Brain waves, no password required. This is very powerful concept because it will put hackers out of business. Hackers have stolen more than $1 billion from us from Jan 1 till 30th June for 6 months ago.
I was one of the victims.
Yeah. So this is a very powerful concept. We've run into a spot of bother because twins are emitting the same brainwaves. And much as I love my brother, I don't want him to get into my account, okay? So anyway, transhumanism is a very important concept. Read about it, Google it. This is like huge. You and I could live to be 200 years if we could slow down the aging process. That's all it takes. But think beyond borders, think big, think outside the box. Each one of us together can change the world. Thank you.